going to show you my color catalog. I usually catalog in two places. Let's see if we can kind of tilt this down. Sorry if that made you dizzy, but I wanted to show my color catalog pages. I used the Totally Tiffany it says Pika View, but I think she started calling them Pika Hue charts. This is the one, she has 3 different styles. This first one is the one she calls the big boxes. I use it for inks, glitters, embossing powder, paints, anything that I don't use on the other 2 pages. And then I stamped a sample or created a sample of them. With the glitters, what I did was I punched out a small circle. I ran it through my Xyron. I sprinkled glitter on it, and then I ran it through my Xyron again so that I could just stick that sample right inside there. This is for glitter glues. I also put my Nuvo dots there. She did a strip of black because sometimes these things, the color can look very different on a dark color than it can on white paper. And then this is for pens and markers. I think I actually have to go to 2 pages there. The first line tells me the color name and location usually. Sometimes I didn't have the name of the color, so it just says location, but those are all of my pens, pencils, markers, that type of thing. And then I usually do my color catalog by manufacturer quite often too. Like here's my Delusions paints, my sprays. What I do with this when I do a spray is I pick a piece of paper and I put like index cards on each side, and then I spray, and then I move those so that the spray only went into that one square. But my Tim Holtz, I created my own. This is my Tim Holtz, and it's a double page, but like I have my Distress ink pad here, Distress markers here, paint, stain, glitter. Some of the products I don't own any of, but I decided to go ahead and add them in so that if I ever got any, I would be prepared. I don't know why this one's not. Oh, what I was going to do was put the color name right there and here, and I did it on the side rather than in the box. I just see that here. I'll have to fix that. But my Distress crayons here and the oxides here. And if he ever comes out with other products, which he probably already has, I have room to grow. I was going to write the color name real big here in this one. I remember that now, so that I could read it even going across. Because if I put Tattered Rose pretty big here, I'd be able to follow all the way across. But that's how I'm doing my Tim Holtz stuff, so that I can see if I have the color in more than one product. That's my pinks. My orange. It's pinks and reds, then orange and yellows are in the second one. Greens are in the third one. Blues are in the fourth one. Purples are in the fifth, and then the neutrals. I did have to add an extra line for white because there were 12 neutrals and then there's white. But I just added a black strip so you could see that. I'll have to do that on this size too if I ever get any of those other ones. But that's kind of how... I have other products in there where there's just one. Oh, these are my Stampin' Up! Inks that I have. And then this is just kind of for the layered flowers, the color combos that I've used. But that's just kind of this is my color catalog by brand basically, and then the by color are just stored in my color catalog sheets are in these, and they're These are the Totally Tiffany Spinder binder. It's called the Spinder binder if you buy it without the Spinder, and it's called the, I believe, a craft binder if you buy it, and that one includes the Spinder in it, because the Spinder in the middle is on Velcro, so it can come out. So if I decided I wanted to use that for something else, I wouldn't have to take everything off the Spinder. I could just take the Spinder out and put a new Spinder in. But I keep my color catalog sheets here, and I have pink, red. I kind of did these much like I did the Tim Holtz colors, but all my embellishments of that color that aren't a theme are right in there too. So that's how I'm storing my color stuff. But I think I finally have all of my color done. I think I have everything, all my tools cataloged. So at this point, I'm trying to go around the room and label stuff better. That is how I found my chalks, though, is because as I was going around labeling things, I discovered that I had chalk there that I hadn't done anything with, that I hadn't cataloged, so I had to catalog it. So I'm going around the room and labeling things where not everything needs to be labeled, but some things, like this is labeled, this is labeled. I labeled some of the pen and ink palaces. I tried to make sure I labeled the drawers on my stash and stores. I just stopped to think what they were called. But so I'm trying to do that, go around the room and just make sure that I've labeled everything. One thing I didn't catalog are my Cricut pens. But I wouldn't use them anywhere but in my Cricut, so I think having them, I kind of have them divided by size, like this is a 0.4 tip. The ones in this compartment are a 1.0, these ones are a 2.0, these ones are 0.8, and that one's 0.3. So I try to have them sorted by tip size, but this I actually just picked up in the Target Bullseye Playground a few years ago, and I just made a little, cut out some vinyl for it. So I didn't catalog those. I think that's pretty much it for color. Next week is mementos, which I probably won't do a regular video for that because I included that in my photos. I'm probably going to have to split this one in two because I see I'm at 21 minutes already. Either that or see if I can cut stuff. But I might do an overall tour since I'm pretty much done. And then maybe the last week show you, the last week is travel. I don't travel with my supplies, but I could do a mock pack up and show you everything packed in it. But that's all I've got to share today. I want to thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next time. Hi, let's bar back real quick. One thing I forgot to include in my Color Week video, so I will just tack it on the end, like I said, I'll just put it in half, is my, what I call my chunky color cart. I do want to label the shelves on this yet, but the top one is kind of my embossing station, so I have my Totally Tiffany embossing station here. I have not had any problems with me. I've had that question asked before. I haven't had any problems. I don't emboss a lot, but I haven't had any problems when I do. And if you don't like it this low, she has this little tool here, so you could do that and go higher with it. I kind of like it lower. But my embossing powders are here. The other area I showed you where embossing powders are was kind of my back stock of these colors, because I only put like a little bit of this color, this is called Garnet, in my cart, and then I wrote that I have back stock so that I know I have more of that color. I took my 2 ink pads that are just for embossing my Versamarks and stuck them right in my cart as well. The second cart is really more embellishments, but I have them in color order. It's grommets, and they're kind of in color order. There's brads in here, and there's like glitter or chunky sequins, glitters and sequins, chunky. It's not regularly glitter, it's more sequins or shaped sequins. I should look and see which ones I have for Christmas, because I know Target's got some more in their dollar spot right now, so I don't want to buy ones I already have. And then the bottom drawer, I do have in the top drawer here and the middle drawer, I have a Totally Tiffany desk made 6-shelf riser, and that one is actually sold at Hobby Lobby and some Joann's. No, my Joann I know clearance them, but some Joann still carry them. The little Tic Tac containers that I bought at Michael's fit really well on those shelves, as do these little bottles that I use, or that I either poured glitter into, or some of them were ones that they came in, the embossing powder. They fit right on those shelves. So. And then the bottom one has the, I'm trying to think of the name of the bag. Did I write it down? It's upside down in there. So the Dawn bag. And then I used Tiffany's button bags and dividers in there, and I have them separated up by colors. So I covered that in embellishment week, but I thought I would go ahead and include it here so I have the full gems. And let me tell you, the silver ones were a nightmare sorting out. I still don't think they're perfect, but what I ended up doing was taking a funnel and kind of 3 different sizes funnels and sending the beads through those to kind of get them down by size first before I did them. But that is my, like I say, call it my chunky color card, but I am going to label what's on each shelf with some vinyl. I'm going to cut some eventually and do that, but that's all I have to share. Thanks for joining me. I'll catch you next time.